Hi everyone, welcome back to Green Gaming. My name is John, and today we're going to be going over Yugioh Master Duels. Since Yu-Gi-Oh is also a card game that can be played in real life, I figured it'd go great here on this channel. So, what's cool too is that this particular game can be downloaded for free. It's on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, cell phones. It's actually a pretty fun way to get back into the game if you've been out for a while or if you're just getting into it. Ooh, looks like I got some missions done already. Nice. Alright, so daily, you get missions to complete. There's also login bonuses too, which is a pretty good way to farm gems, which you will need down here in the shops for packs, structure decks, accessories, and special bundles. All these bundles, you need to, if you do start this game, these are the things you need to get into first, because these are guaranteed cards in all of these. Accessories, you get things like mates that are with you when you duel. These are currently all the ones that I got. It's like really no good place to put my face when I'm looking at these things. So yeah, the purchase ones are down here. Then you also got things like the duel field. You get different locations you can duel in. Field parts, bases for your mate to sit on, sleeves, different dueling icons. Still trying to figure out OBS. Art for your backgrounds, and card cases. Structure decks are also another pretty good way to get into the duels. Especially if you have an archetype that you already like Dark Magician one that just came out pretty recently for the 1-year anniversary, or if you're more into links, pendulums, whatever. And these are some of the packs that are on display. They're pretty much the ones that are featured for right now. Secret packs, these are ones that I've unlocked so far. Bonus packs, legacy packs. Yeah. Right now, we are going to go into the solo mode. This is a place where people can grind for gems and different things. They can also just try out different deck strategies and all that fun stuff. We are, however, going to be going over the tutorial. As you can see, I've already completed this. And unfortunately, I can do this over again. So, let's go ahead and play. They give you a pre-constructed deck for this, so you don't need to worry about trying to figure out what deck you want to play for these. Now, the tutorial is pretty nice because it goes over the basics of the rules of the game, which translate over into the real-life card game. So that's always nice. Let's see what we got here. One card. Reduce your opponent's life points to 0. Their draw phase, standby, main, 1, end phase. Okay. So now it's my turn. Draw a card. Alright. Drawing a monster card. Let's go ahead and sun it. You can only summon once per turn, normal summon once per turn. Let's proceed to the battle phase and attack. Now, there are some different phases that we go into. The draw phase, where players draw cards. Standby phase are when things happen in between phases at the beginning. Main phase 1 is where most of the action takes place. where people play monsters, spells, traps, all that stuff. Battle phase is what we're going to be going into next, is where the people fight. Let's try attacking a monster. Alright, with that I just dealt 300 points of damage. The damage you inflict to your opponent's life points is equal to the amount your damage exceeds, the amount of attack points exceeds your opponent's monster's attack points, if I can read properly. Okay. Main phase 2 is where you can set up additional lines of defense or offense or keep summoning if you haven't finished your summoning quota yet. The end phase is where you go ahead and end your turn. Now it's the opponent's turn, turn 3. Smashing ground, nice. Okay, smashing ground effect is destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls that has the highest defense, your choice of Tide. Since they're the only monster on the field, they're the only one that gets destroyed. And with that, primarily used during your turn, let's proceed to battle phase and start attacking. And in this situation, you can attack your opponent's life points directly since they don't have a monster in the way, and thereby winning the duel. Victory! Okay, let's go ahead and practice using trap cards and other special cards. So I'm going first. I grew up with this game. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I should say, since it started coming out in the US in the early 2000s. I remember the starter decks, Yugi and Kaiba. It was a lot of fun to play. Unfortunately, I've been out of the game about 2014, and that's since 2014 was about the time when I got back into the game. So that was quite a learning curve, all things considered. Tracing traps, set a trap card. Now, the one thing about trap cards is that they need to be set for a turn before they can be used. Just like any trap, they need setup in order for them to be effective. And since it's my first turn, I cannot attack, so I have to go into my end phase. This particular video is also is going to be going out to all my... Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and activate trap card. Activate trap card before your monster is destroyed. Okay. So right now this is what's called attack declaration. This is before any battle happens. So let's go ahead and activate my trap card. And he's going to gain attack. Oh, late night. Sorry about the yawning. Some cards can activate from your graveyard for a special effect. Activate the successor skill in your graveyard. So we head over to the graveyard. And we can banish this card from the graveyard. Target one face-up monster I control and gains 800 until the end of the turn. Let's go ahead and bring them out, shall we? Alright, your monsters are powered up by a card in your graveyard. Summon another monster. So, summon out Blade Knight. This card gains 400 attack while I have one or less cards in hand. If I control no other monsters, the effects of flip monsters destroyed by battle with this cards are negated. That's pretty cool. Kind of old school. Okay. Attacking with a monster. Now, as older fans will point out, it's usually best to attack with the lower attack monsters first because of a card called Gore's Emissary Darkness. If you take battle damage, you get special summon it out along with a token equal to the damage that you just took. So it's usually a good idea to attack with the lower attack monsters first, but this time it doesn't really matter. Anyway, part of the reason I'm making this video is as part of a thank you to all the friends that helped me get back into Yu-Gi-Oh!, helped me become a better duelist, and made new friends, making new friends while I was at it too. There was a place that we used to go to fairly regularly, but it's unfortunately closed down now. But that place will always have a, well, it's held a special place in my heart because of it. And any guys that are watching who know what place I'm talking about, good to see y'all. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the last practice duel for right here. Now this game is constantly changing and updating. Recently, actually, they just added some new packs and put in some new archetypes and new support for some archetypes that have recently released in the real world. So it's time for an actual duel. Learn the basics of the duelist. Now remember everything you learned so far and claim this next victory on your own. Huzzah! Okay, let's see. What do we got here? All monsters you control gain 300 during your turn only. Monsters you control gain 300 defense during your opponent's turn only. And that is a continuous. Oh, that's a field spell. Excuse me. Let's see. Scooch this over. Right, it's a little smaller. Alright, still getting used to like setting up this stuff, so let's go ahead and bring out Beckoned by the World Chalice. And let's go ahead and set Dust Tornado down, and let's go ahead and end turn. Okay, they're dispelling my field spell. Not cool, bro. Not cool. Okay, let's go ahead and hit your back row. Kree Bandit's effect activates. You can add that, and the rest of the cards go to the graveyard. Toon Warrior, huh? So what I got over here in my extra deck. Mighty Warrior, Gotcha Dragon, Defender of the Labyrinth, Traffic Ghost, and Gaia Saber. Interesting. Go ahead and summon out Toon Warrior. See what I can summon out here. Defender of the Labyrinth. Not good right now. And attack directly twice. And skip main phase 2 because I can't do anything, and then go into the end phase. Monster, target a monster opponent controls, destroy it. Let's go ahead and bring out Chalice by the World Chalice. And let's go ahead and Synchro Summon. Mighty Warrior. card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the half of the destroyed monster's original attack. Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. Nice. Okay. So that's the tutorial on how to actually play the game. Let's see. When you want to learn the basics of dueling, take a step here. Recommend that you play this before trying duel training or any other gates where you will experience the story. Let's actually do duel training and strategy. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Tribute summoning. I can use my own deck. Let's see, there's no one way to build a deck. It's also important to customize your deck according to your strengths and those of your opponents. It's risky to attack carelessly since the opponent's deck takes advantage of its high defense. Use Shield Crush or Raigeki earned in the previous chapter to destroy your opponent's monster and attack them directly. Okay. Next we got summoning, special summoning. Next over here we got taking advantage of special effects. This one we have basically getting cards out when you need them. Let's see, yeah. There's gonna be a lot to unravel here. Owner decks. You know, let's actually show you guys how to do Synchro Summoning, shall we? And I'm going second in this duel. What's also cool about solo mode too is that there's stories that go along with the decks as well. They all have their own little separate narratives. Sometimes they cross over with other cards and archetypes, and it's actually really, really interesting to see that. Alright. What are Synchro Summons? This summoning method allows you to bring out Synchro Monsters. You must first gather out to the field the materials listed on the Synchro Monster you want to summon. Every Synchro Monster will need a kind of monster called a tuner to be summoned, but the specific monster you need will depend on each Synchro Monster. During your main phase, you will need to send your face-up materials, including the necessary tuners, to the graveyard. Their combined levels must add up to the level of the Synchro Monster you want to summon from your extra deck. So, in this case, to get Junk Warrior out, you need to use the level 3 Junk Synchron and the level 2 Speed Warrior in order to get to level 5 Junk Warrior. So go ahead and close that. Try Synchro Summon. Okay. Double Summon, nice. Double Summon allows us to do an extra normal summon per turn for just this turn. And summon out Speed Warrior, and then summon out Junk Warrior. Junk Synchron, excuse me. Okay, try Synchro Summon. Let's see, let's go ahead and do Junk Warrior. Or should we do... Yeah, let's just do Junk Warrior. He's a classic. Okay, his effect activates, but it doesn't. Let's see, try attacking. next, we have Xyz Summoning, a relatively simple mechanic as well. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load these up. Before we get into this, I'd also like to give a special shout out to my nephew. He's also into Yu-Gi-Oh, and he's actually when he gets the cards down, he's actually a really talented duelist. So, how's it going, bro? All right, Xyz Summons. This summoning method allows you to bring out Xyz monsters. You must first gather on the field the number of monsters used for the Xyz monster's description as materials. The level of each must match the Xyz monster's rank in numerical value. Most Xyz monsters require 2 monsters of the same level, but others require 3 or more. Some may also require materials of a specific type and or attribute. Xyz, try it for yourself. During your main phase, you will need to overlay 2 or more face-up monsters of the same level on your field within the zone you would like to summon your Xyz monster to. Then you can summon the Xyz monsters whose conditions have been met from the extra deck. Sorry, a little sleepy right now. The monsters that have been stacked underneath the Xyz monsters becomes its materials, which you can use to activate its effects. Okay. Once it's my turn, we'll go ahead and do an Xyz summon. Actually, yeah, okay, yeah. Coppenberg. Okay, special summon, normal summon you out. Activate the effect. Special summon out Gunbar Knight. Okay, now we overlay for an Xyz summon. I can either go with number 39 Utopia or Heroic Champion Excalibur. I'll go with Utopia. Utopia's a classic. The Xyz summon was successful. Attack with the monster. Go ahead and go into battle phase. And attack directly. Okay, next we have the Pendulum Summoning. This particular mechanic is a little controversial for some of the newer and older people. Some people love the summoning mechanic, others just find it meh at best. So let's go ahead and do some Pendulum Summoning. What are Pendulum Summons? This summoning method allows you to special summon multiple monsters all at once. The Pendulum monsters are all marked with special numbers called Pendulum Scales, which are important for Pendulum Summoning. They also have pendulum effects that can be used while they're being treated as spell cards. So if you, for those of you that know Magic, it's sort of like those one cards that have like 2 different effects at the same time on them. If I'm not making any sense, don't worry about it. I usually don't anyway. Pendulum Summoning for yourself. During your main phase, activate 2 pendulum monsters from your hand by placing them in the leftmost trap zone and in the rightmost. Then you can special summon as many monsters as you want from your hand, as long as their levels fall between the numbers noted on the pendulum scales, not included. So, you can only pendulum summon with this setup right here. You can only pendulum summon levels 2 through 7. Pendulum summons differ from other special summon methods like synchro summoning, etc., in the way that you can only perform them once per turn, which is actually kind of nice. Now, there used to be, the field used to be a lot different, like a lot different. It used to be that there used to be separate separate parts on the field where you can put your pendulum monsters, but now they're in the spell and trap zone. Okay, let's put you in the scale as well. And let's go ahead and pendulum summon. Alright, Morphle Slide Hand Magician, and Odd Eyes Dragon. And then let's go ahead and go into the battle phase. Now the cool thing too is they have like little effects when they're attacking, depending on their attribute. Like the Odd Eyes Dragon had a little dark cloud around him when he attacked, and Perform Pal Slide Hand Magician is going to have a little light motif going around him when he attacks. Alright, and lastly, let us go ahead and do Link Summoning, the newest summoning mechanic that has come out to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. This is part of the reason why the board setup is different from when I used to play the game about 20 years ago. I feel old. I'm sure all my Yu-Gi boomers feel the same way, am I right? Comment down below what year you got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And what got you into Yu-Gi-Oh! For me, it was watching the anime, and getting back into it, it was a lot of really good friends of mine. Link Summoning. This summoning method allows you to bring out Link monsters. To summon a Link monster, you need the number of materials equal to the amount of Link arrows it has, which is also equal to its Link rating. As you can see, Decode Talker has 3 Link arrows, so its Link rating is that of 3. It will also gain a range of effects depending on what Link zone's arrows point to, or what cards are in those zones. During your main phase, you can send face-up monsters on your field that you want to use as Link materials to your graveyard. When you special summon a Link monster, those conditions have been met from your extra deck. Then you can summon a Link monster whose conditions have been met from your extra deck into the extra monster zone. Man, I cannot English today. Sorry, laptop's starting to die a little bit. There we go. Normally one monster counts as 1 Link material, but for Link monsters, a Link rating will denote how many Link materials they can be counted as. So if I were to use Decode Talker, for example, I can use him for up to Link 3, if I'm not mistaken, or I can just use him for as a Link rating of 1 or a Link rating of 3. If somebody can correct me on that, that'd be great. Alright, let's go ahead and try Link Summon. Okay, I can special summon Linkslayer because I have controlling monsters. Once per turn, I can discard up to 2 cards, then target that many spell traps on the field and destroy them. Nice. And since that was a special summon, that wasn't a normal summon, I can still do a normal summon. That's also a special summon right here. Let's see, try Link Summon. Let's go ahead and do Honeybot. Sorry. Allergy season's fun. Go ahead and get Honeybot out. And then let's go ahead and summon this guy out. Okay, let's go ahead and Link Summon a Link 3 monster. Go ahead and get that Decode Talker. And since Honeybot is Link rating at 2, you can use it as 2 materials for this. And Decode Talker's summoning conditions, it only needs 2+ effect monsters, so Honeybot and the Infrared Flyer takes care of all those requirements. Okay, Link Summon was successful, and let's go ahead and go into the battle phase and attack. Alright, and that's going to complete the tutorial for dueling strategies. This game can be a ton of fun, and it can also be really, really frustrating at the same time, depending on how you go about doing stuff. Yeah, here's my ID if anybody wants to follow me and get some duelings in on the side. Alright, now to close off, I'm going to go with a very interesting duel that I had a little while ago. And I somehow ended up winning this. I will just let this go, and you can see for yourself how, and if there are any misplays on my part or my opponent's part. Just let's take a look at my opponent's deck first. See what he was playing. He was playing, it looks like, pure Destiny Heroes. Okay. And at this point in time, I was playing Super Quantums, basically Power Rangers. So let's go ahead and show you this duel. I'll pop into comments every once in a while to point out things. This is a pretty intense duel, so it was so much fun. Activates Polymerization, classic move for this type of deck, and he uses that to special summon out Destiny Hero Dominance. Let's see, Denier's effect activates, gets special summon that out. Special summons out a, puts a Destiny Hero on top, summons that out, changes the order. Okay. I just drew Lightning Storm. This is what we call a board wipe. Basically what it does is that it destroys either all spells and trap cards your opponent controls or all face-up attack position monsters your opponent controls. You can only use those once per turn, and you can only activate it when you don't have anything on your side of the field. Anything face up on your side of the field, I should say. Okay, use Hand Destruction. Refresh my hand. This deck works really well with just getting things out. They have graveyard effects, summoning effects, terraforming to get out their field spell. Use Mothman's effect. Draw a card, discard a card. Activate Alphine's effect. Attributing it. 3 randos, special summon 1, those go to the graveyard. Effect 1, effect 2. Okay, what we're seeing right here is what's called a chain link. Chains happen when you have multiple effects that can go off simultaneously, or if you or your opponents have reactions to effects that have just been activated. So in this case, the first part of the chain that's going to be resolved last is from my blue layer, allowing me to grab any Super Quant card from my deck and add to my hand. The second one is from the Super Quantum red layer. When it's sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a Super Quant or Super Quantum. Let's see. Super Quant card. And special summon it, but its effect's negated. This card is sent to the graveyard. Target one Super Quant monster in your graveyard except for blue layer. Special summon it, but it cannot activate its effects. So this is to help me swarm the board and get things out. And my face down card is going to help me significantly during this next bit of the duel. And probably why it took 22 turns to actually finish. Activate that. Shuffle his entire field. He gets to special summon one monster from his graveyard, from his X deck, excuse me. Yeah, but since it wasn't summoned properly, he cannot special summon it from the graveyard when it inevitably gets destroyed. Okay, green layer, discard a card, draw a card. Blue layer, 2 shuffle back, 3 Super Quant cards. Change Jackalop's effect. Since it was the only card in my hand, it got discarded. That summons out Danger Nessie. 28 defense right there. Pretty beefy to get over. He's only got 25 attack, so he has to use effects or something bigger. Which I really don't get why he didn't attack my Nessie. Could have gotten over him at that point in time. And he could have gotten rid of my Nessie with that card effect, so I don't know why he didn't do that either. Let me summon out green layer, destroy both of those. Back to his turn. I still don't know why he didn't get rid of my Nessie. Reasoning. 4. Okay, he hit a little 4, so I wasn't able to summon anything. So that's a card. Get another green layer. Out he quick effects destroys. Again, not my Nessie. I just don't get why this guy doesn't want to destroy my Nessie. It's so weird. Swords are really light. Prevents him from attacking 3 turns. Get build spell. He's gonna shotgun that again. And again, he's not going to destroy my Nessie. Okay, Power of the Guardians. Now he attacks my Nessie. He's got 2 monsters on the field. Like that was changed. Okay, E-Telly. Or just teleport that allows me to get a psychic monster from my graveyard, from my deck or my hand to the field. And he destroys it, but it doesn't negate it. I don't know why he's doing this. He only did that once per turn, which is nice. So I go ahead and get out Blue Layer. Blue Layer gets me out Alphane, Alphane's effect. 3 randoms. I don't know, Alphane. Red Layer effect. Get out White. White Layer effect. Add an Alphane to hand. That effect. Got my last field spell. This card. Summon. Both level 3s. XZ Summon. Getting out Grand Merge. I'll attack both of those. Luckily for me, he can't special summon that card back because it wasn't summoned properly. Then I will go ahead and XZ Summon again and get out Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. One of the strongest Xyz monsters in the game. Discards, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I was not gonna let that happen. Unfortunately, that just erases the board but doesn't destroy the board, so it gets around a lot of protection that some, especially some really powerful boss monsters have. Okay, I attack directly. Fortunately, I had the out to that particular card. Another reasoning. I summon that out in defense position because it's the only thing I can. Now, kind of one thing I want to point out about my battle mate over here, a Laundry Dragon Maid. She changes form when it's battle time, so this guy's fun. So now she's a big dragon. And she switches back to her mate form. Okay, the only thing he's got is infinite permanence, and that doesn't really do anything for me. Doesn't really do anything to me, so this turn I win. Wasn't going to be mean and prolong it by doing anything else. Not that I could do anything else, actually. And yeah, somehow I won that. If anybody down in the comments section can figure out like where he went wrong specifically, besides not getting rid of my Nessie earlier, or anything that I could have done better in this situation, go ahead and comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, everyone, GG's.